The village of Okeho hummed with the rhythm of daily life. Children chased butterflies, women pounded yams in their mortars, and men prepared for the hunt. But beneath the surface of this idyllic existence simmered the potent brew of envy and greed. Chief Oba, a man renowned for his wisdom and generosity, had recently stumbled upon a hidden spring, its water said to possess magical properties. The spring, he believed, would bring prosperity to Okeho, ensuring bountiful harvests and an end to the recurring droughts that plagued the land. However, not all shared the chief's joy. His younger brother, Oboro, consumed by envy, saw the spring as a threat to his own ambition. He craved power, and the chief's newfound influence threatened to eclipse his own. Oboro, a man of cunning and deceit, hatched a sinister plan. He would sow seeds of discontent among the villagers, whispering tales of the chief's greed and his plans to hoard the spring's magic for his own gain. Oboro's whispers found fertile ground in the hearts of the villagers, many of whom were struggling to make ends meet. He painted a picture of the chief as a tyrant, a man who sought to monopolize the spring's magic for his own benefit, leaving the villagers to suffer. He will use the spring's power to enrich himself, Oboro would hiss, his voice dripping with venom. He will become a god among men, while we, his people, will continue to toil in poverty. Slowly but surely, Oboro's poison seeped into the hearts of the villagers. Doubts began to creep in, eroding their trust in the chief. Murmurs of discontent filled the air, turning the once harmonious village into a cauldron of simmering resentment. Emboldened by the growing discontent, Oboro orchestrated a coup. With the help of a band of disgruntled villagers, he stormed the chief's palace, seizing power and imprisoning his brother. The villagers, blinded by fear and misled by Oboro's lies, stood by as their chief was dragged away, bound and gagged. The once vibrant village fell into a state of despair, the laughter of children replaced by the mournful cries of the women. Among the villagers, none grieved more deeply than the chief's daughter, Adeola. A young woman of exceptional beauty and intelligence, she had idolized her father, his wisdom and kindness an inspiration to her. News of her father's imprisonment shattered her world. Grief and anger consumed her, fueling a fierce determination to free him. But how could a young woman, alone and powerless, challenge the might of her uncle, the new ruler of Okeho? Adeola, desperate to see her father, sought solace in the company of her mother, the chief's wife. Her mother, a woman of quiet strength and unwavering loyalty, offered her comfort and guidance. "Never lose hope, my daughter," her mother whispered, her eyes filled with tears. "Your father is strong. He will endure." But the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months. The chief, imprisoned in the deepest recesses of the palace, grew weaker, his spirit slowly diminishing. Desperate to keep her father alive, Adeola devised a plan. She would infiltrate the palace, disguised as a servant, and gain access to her father's prison cell. Her mother, fearing for her daughter's safety, initially resisted. But Adeola's determination was unwavering. "I cannot stand idly by while my father suffers," she declared, her voice resolute. "I must find a way to help him." With her mother's reluctant blessing, Adeola embarked on her perilous mission. She disguised herself as a humble servant, her beauty masked by simple attire. She entered the palace, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and determination. Navigating the labyrinthine corridors of the palace, Adeola used her wit and cunning to evade the guards. She befriended a sympathetic kitchen maid, who, moved by Adeola's plight, provided her with vital information about the layout of the palace. Finally, Adeola managed to gain access to her father's prison cell. The sight that met her eyes was heartbreaking. Her father, gaunt and frail, lay on a cold stone floor, his eyes hollow with despair. Overcome with emotion, Adeola rushed to his side. "Father," she cried, tears streaming down her face. "I'm here." The chief, his eyes widening in surprise, embraced his daughter. "Adeola," he whispered, his voice weak. "My dearest child. From that day on, Adeola began to visit her father secretly, bringing him food and water, sharing stories and offering him words of comfort. She became his lifeline, her presence a beacon of hope in the darkness of his imprisonment. As the months passed, the chief's condition deteriorated. He was weak, emaciated, on the verge of succumbing to despair. Word of Adeola's extraordinary act spread through the palace, reaching the ears of Oboro. He was furious, his rage amplified by the knowledge that the chief, despite his imprisonment, was somehow defying death. Oboro vowed to put an end to Adeola's defiance. He ordered the guards to keep a closer watch on the prison cell, determined to prevent Adeola from reaching her father. Adeola, undeterred, continued her visits, her cunning and resourcefulness growing with each encounter. She devised intricate schemes to evade the guards, using her knowledge of the palace's secret passages and her own ingenuity to reach her father. A dangerous game of cat and mouse ensued, with Adeola constantly outmaneuvering the guards, her determination fueled by her love for her father. News of Adeola's courage and defiance began to spread among the villagers. They heard whispers of her unwavering love for her father, of her extraordinary act of sacrifice. Slowly, the villagers began to question Oboro's rule. They remembered the chief's wisdom and kindness, his unwavering dedication to the well-being of his people. Dissent began to simmer, fueled by Adeola's actions and the villagers' growing resentment towards Oboro's tyranny. Adeola, sensing the growing discontent among the villagers, realized that this was their opportunity. She devised a plan to overthrow Oboro and restore her father to the throne. She would use her influence to unite the villagers, to rally them against Oboro's tyranny. She would remind them of the chief's wisdom, of his generosity, and of the prosperity that had flourished under his rule. Adeola, using her network of contacts within the palace and the village, began to spread the word. She met with the villagers in secret, her words igniting a spark of rebellion in their hearts. Slowly but surely, the villagers began to unite, their anger and resentment fueling their resolve. They were ready to rise up against Oboro, to reclaim their freedom and restore their rightful ruler to the throne. The day of the uprising arrived. The villagers, armed with their courage and their determination, stormed the palace. Oboro, caught off guard, was quickly overwhelmed. A fierce battle ensued, but the villagers, fueled by their righteous anger and the memory of the chief's benevolent rule, emerged victorious. Oboro, defeated and disgraced, was imprisoned, his reign of terror finally over. The chief, restored to the throne, was greeted with jubilation. The villagers, their spirits lifted, celebrated their victory, their laughter echoing through the streets of Okeho. The chief, deeply moved by his daughter's sacrifice and the unwavering loyalty of his people, vowed to repay their kindness. He implemented reforms, ensuring that the benefits of the magical spring were shared equally among the villagers. He fostered an atmosphere of peace and prosperity, rebuilding the trust that had been shattered by Oboro's tyranny. Adeola, hailed as a hero, became a symbol of courage, resilience, and unwavering love. The villagers, inspired by Adeola's selfless act, learned the true meaning of sacrifice and the enduring power of love. They understood that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit could rise above, fueled by love, compassion, and unwavering determination. The spring, once a source of discord, now became a symbol of unity and prosperity. Its waters, once a source of contention, now flowed freely, nourishing the land and the spirits of the people. Okeho, once on the brink of ruin, emerged stronger, wiser, and more united. The villagers, their spirits renewed, embraced a new era of peace and prosperity. The legend of Adeola, the daughter who breastfed her imprisoned father, continued to inspire generations to come. It served as a reminder that even in the face of adversity, the human spirit can prevail, that love can conquer all, and that the bonds of family and community are the most enduring treasures of all. And so, the village of Okeho flourished, a testament to the enduring power of love, courage, and the unwavering spirit of the human heart.